Now, I'm going to be explaining to you using the chart, right? Everything is going to be done on the chart. How to identify break of structure and change of character on the chart. And why do you need to know all these things? Because when you know break of structure and change of character, it's going to help you to know the direction of the market and when the market is going to reverse, right? Now, break of structure helps the trend to keep on going forward, but change of character makes the trend to reverse. So now, when you look at this GBP AUD now, 4-hour time frame, you see that if I mark here now, I'm going to mark the highs, right? Hope you know what I'm marking. I'm marking this particular high here. I'm marking this high here and this high. So these are the two highs I'm marking. Then for the lows, I'll be marking this low here, and I'll also be marking this low here. So these are the 2 points. You just need only 2 touches to know your trend line, right? The 2 highest touches and the 2 lowest touches to know your trend. So I'll make my trend line to be a red color. So just mark the tip of those points. Let me delete it now. You already know where I'm marking. Mark the tip of those points, just the tip, the highest points. You mark it here, then you can drag it to see it better. Now that is for the highs. Then for the lows, you can see you mark this point and you also mark this point. So let me mark it for the lows. You can see that this low is getting lower. The low is getting lower, but the highs are not getting lower. So this, I'll call this consolidation, because in a consolidation is not, in the consolidation is highs and lows, right? Highs and lows. The lows are just misbehaving and the highs are just misbehaving. But if it's an uptrend, everything will be going up. If it's a downtrend, everything will be going down. But if it's a consolidation, some can be going up, some will stay one place. All right. Now, let me show you something now. For you to move from this high, to this low, this is 4-hour time frame. This is 4-hour time frame. So for you to move from this high to this low in this 4-hour time frame, it's just a pullback from the high to the low. And for you to move from this low to this high in the 4-hour time frame, it's just a bounce from the low to the high, right? But now there's something I will show you. If you move from this high to this low, is what? A pullback from the high to the low in the 4-hour time frame. But in the 1-hour time frame, it's actually a bounce. Sorry, it's actually a downtrend. Can you see the downtrend? Up, down, up, down. It's actually what? A downtrend in the 1-hour time frame. But in the 4-hour time frame, it's just a pullback. Now, for you to move from year to year is what? A bounce. But in the 1-hour time frame is what? An uptrend. Can you see the uptrend? Now, for you to move from year to year is what? A pullback in the 4-hour time frame. But in the 1-hour time frame is a downtrend. Up, down, moving downtrend. So I'm going to mark it. So you notice how the higher time frame is influencing the lower time frame, and how the lower time frame is respecting the higher time frame. Now it moved from here. Now it's now an uptrend. This uptrend now in the higher time frame is just what? A bounce. So this is an uptrend. Now it changes from an uptrend to what? A downtrend in the 1-hour time frame. But in a 4-hour time frame, it's just what? A pullback. Currently, this is how it is. So if you look at it now, you will notice that, okay, this one here is what? If you look at it, you notice that this is a what? A downtrend. If you look at this one now, notice that this one is what? A downtrend. but that downtrend is just a pullback. Then this is now an uptrend, but that uptrend is what? A bounce in the higher time frame. So can you see it? Now look at this one again. A downtrend, a downtrend. Then the downtrend became what? An uptrend again. So when you understand break of structure and change of character, it's going to help you to understand why it was an uptrend, why it suddenly changed from an uptrend to what? A downtrend. So that is what I want to cover in this video, so that you are going to understand it practically on the chart. So you can see it now. You can see that it was a downtrend here, became an uptrend, then became a downtrend, then became an uptrend again, then became a, it's now currently it's now moving towards what? A downtrend. Now I can now cancel this one. Whenever you want to trade forex, you need to understand the market structure. If you don't understand the market structure, you will think that the trades are moving randomly. But once you understand the market structure, you will understand that the trades are not moving randomly. They are following a particular pattern that if you understand, you are going to interpret it better. Now, let me explain that pattern for you. I'll explain it down here in theory. Then I'll come and show it to you in a chart pattern. Now, now let's start from here now. This is actually a what? Let me bring this one down. Let's call this our 4-hour time frame. What I've been dealing with. Let's call this our 4-hour time frame. Then we'll make this one red as usual. So I'll explain it to you. We'll make it red as usual. Okay. Let me bring this one down more. Bring this one down the more. Okay. Now this is our red, the downtrend. This downtrend, if I mark it here, this is what? That is the resistance. That is the resistance for what? 4 hour. 4 hour. That is the resistance for the 4-hour time frame. So I write there 4H, that is 4 hour. You can see it. Resistance, 4-hour time frame. So these are the resistance. Then this side, which is the down one, is what? The support. Support, 4 hour. Right, that is 4-hour time frame. Support. Some people might call it the demand zone. Right? This resistance, some might call it the supply zone. So they have different names for it. So this is the resistance, which is this trend line going down. Then this one is what? The support from the higher time frame, which is what? The 4-hour time frame. So now this is how it is. Now these are the 4-hour time frame. Now look at the trade is on the resistance. For it to move from this resistance to this support, let me change the color to, let's say, which color will I use? Let's say yellow. Yellow better. This is the resistance of the 4-hour time frame. For this trade to move from the resistance of the 4-hour time frame to the support, it's going to be called what? A pullback. But if you look at it, it's going to be a downtrend actually. It's going to come down, go up a little. Okay, I'm using the wrong one. It's going to come down, go up a little, 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 come down, go up a little. Then look at what can happen now. At this point, it have touched the support. Then you start going up, come down a little, go up, come down a little, go up, come down a little, then go up. Now it have touched the resistance of the higher time frame. What will happen? To now go down, start going down now. Touch here, come down, touch here, come down. Are you seeing it? It have changed from what? Look at it here. It changed from what? A downtrend, right? This is the downtrend. It changed from what? The downtrend to what? An uptrend. To an uptrend. Then after an uptrend, what then happened? It changed back to what? Currently, it's in a downtrend. You can see it. I'm actually trying to explain to you the chart, but in the theoretical form before moving to the practical or the chart form now. Now, look at how the chart is looking. It's moving from a what? A downtrend to what? An uptrend. Currently, it's in a downtrend. Now, if you look at this chart, the main chart here. Look at the main chart here now. You can see that it moved from what? This is a downtrend, is going down. A downtrend is going down. To what? An uptrend is going up. Then now, currently, what is going on? Is going down. So the same thing I want to explain to you here now. Now, before this thing will, as this thing is going down, something makes it to keep on going down. And that thing is called break of structure. Then as for it to start going up, something would let you know that this thing wants to go up. Oh. That is what? Change of character. Now, let's continue the explanation now. Let me delete these trend lines. So, after this lesson, after this tutorial, you will go to your chart, look at your chart, and you start understanding that this trade, the chart doesn't move randomly. It follows patterns. So that when you study all these theories, break of structure, change of character, trend reversal, trend continuation, when you study all these theories, apply them on the chart, then you understand very well how the chart is moving, how the trade is moving, so that you not think that, oh, this thing is complex. It's not complex when you understand how everything is moving. Now, look at this level here. Are you seeing this level? This level is low, right? Let me change it to white. This level is low. So, I'll just name this level low because this level is low. This is the low, right? This level is the low. Now, look at this level now. This level is the high, right? So, I will name it high. High and low. It's high because it's up and it's low because it's down. Can you see it? This level is the high, while this level is the low. Now, the trade moved from, look at, it moved from up here to down to this low, went back up to this high, then came down, broke the level of this low and went down. Are you seeing? So as it broke that level of this low, look at where it broke it here. It just broke it and went down. So this low is now called what? A break of structure, right? This low is called what? A break of structure because the structure has been broken downward. The structure has been broken downward. That is, the low is called what? A break of structure. Can you see it? Now, look at the next high again. Just clone it. Look at this high here. So look at what happened. The trade broke, the trade went, look at the low, the trade went to the high, came, broke this, the yellow line broke the white line. That means the trade broke the low. As the trade broke the low, it's called what? Break of structure. Now it came and formed a new low down here. Are you seeing? It formed a new low down here. So that new low is what? Our new break of structure. Because the structure was broken here. The structure was broken here. Look at this. Look at this high. There is no yellow line that broke this high. So it's just a high. But this low, this yellow line, which is a trade, it broke it and went down. Look at this high. No yellow line broke this high. So it's just a high. But look at this low. Yellow line broke the low. That means it's a break of structure. So whenever the low is broken by the candles or by the trade downward, it's called what? Break of structure. That is in a downtrend. Now, let's be watching. Look at another break of structure again. So just be looking at, once you understand this theory, we'll go to the chart and you understand it in the chart. It's still the same thing. Now look at another high. This high was not broken, so it's a high. But this low was broken, so it's now a break of structure. Right? And remember, this is a downtrend because we are moving down down. The highs are getting lower and the lows are getting lower. Look at this high is high, but it got lower, it got lower. This low is low, this low is low, but it got lower, it got lower. So that's what they call downtrend. The lows get lower, the high get higher. Sorry, the low gets lower, the high gets lower. That's why it's called lower high, because the high is getting lower, and lower low because the low is getting lower. That is a downtrend. Now look at another high again. Look at this high here. You see this high? Then look at the break of structure in the low. I went and unlock this thing. Unlock. Hey, look at the break of structure in the low. Hey, look at it. Can you see the break of structure? So it broke the structure here. Now, look at the next low. Look at the next low. Well, let me just mark the next low first. Look at this low here. This low is not a break of structure. Look at, no structure was broken here. Look at this yellow line. This yellow line here broke this white line and it went down. This yellow line broke this white line here and it went down. That means the trade broke our low, it went down. But here now, there's no yellow line did not break the low. Look at it, did not break the low. So this is not a break of structure. So I will look at what I will write here. I will write here. I will write here no break of structure. That means break of structure did not happen here. Can you see? I wrote here no break of structure because there was no break of structure, right? Now instead it was the high that was broken. Just look at now. Instead it was the high that was broken. Look at the high was broken here. Are you seeing how the high was broken here? Look at, there's no break here, no yellow line here. No yellow line broke this high, right? That means the trade did not break any line. But currently here, the trade broke the yellow line broke the high. That means the trade broke the high. So this high is not just called a high, but this high is called a what? A change of character. Can you see? So whenever the high is broken in what? In a downtrend, is called change of character. Are you seeing? So this high, it was a high, but this high is now called change of character. This low is a low, this low is a break of structure, this low is a break of structure, but this low is not a break of structure. Now, this high, no break of structure, this high, there's a break of structure in this high. So whenever the high is broken in a downtrend, it's called change of character. Are you seeing what is going on here? You can see how this high was not broken, but this low was broken. Break of structure. This high was not broken, but this low was broken. Break of structure. This high was not broken, but this low was broken. Break of structure. This high was not broken, but this low was broken. Break of structure. This high is not broken, so I said no break of structure. Now look at this high. This high has been broken, so you will call it high, that is change of character. So when the lows are broken in a downtrend, it's called break of structure. But when the high is broken in a downtrend, it's called change of character. So whenever this, look at something now. Look at what happened. It went from the low to the high. Are you seeing? Back to, look at, as it came to this low, look at, it broke it and went down. It came up again. It came up again. Came back to this low, broke it and went down. I see what is going on here, that whenever the low is broken in a downtrend, the trend, it means that there's break of structure. That means break of structure means that the trend is strong. That means if the trend is a downtrend, that means the downtrend is still strong, moving downward. But at this point, look at this point, when the high was broken, it's called change of character. And when that change of character happened, it changes from what? A downtrend to what? An uptrend. Are you seeing it? How it just changed from this downtrend. It was moving downward. After the change of character, it started going up. Are you seeing what is going on? So break of structure tells us that the trend is still strong. It's still going down. But change of character tells us that there is a potential trend reversal. So break of structure means trend continuation. The trend continues. The downtrend continues. But change of character means trend reversal. The downtrend will not continue again. Instead, it will change towards an uptrend. That is trend reversal. Now, in the downtrend, the low is broken. That is break of structure. But now that we are entering the uptrend, it is the high that will be broken, which is what? Break of structure. You understand? Now, in this downtrend, the low is broken, break of structure. The low is broken, break of structure. Now, it is the high that will be broken in the uptrend to make break of structure. Now, let's look at our low here. Let's mark this our low. This low is what? This low is no break of structure, right? This low too is no break of structure. I'll just call it low. I will not write no break of. I'll just call it low. Since you already understand that there is no break of structure there, this is just a low. Now, this level now, this is our high, right? This is our high. There is break of structure here in this high, right? So I will call that high break of structure. You can see how it have changed from what? A downtrend to what? An uptrend. Break of what? Structure. BOS. So whenever you see break of structure in a trade, you will understand. That's why you need to watch this video to the beginning, from the beginning to the end. Look at another break of low here. This low, there was no break of structure here. But this high, there is break of structure. Are you seeing it? Look at the next low again. I'm locking this thing. Look at the next low again. No break of structure here. But look at the next high, there is break of structure. You can see this high is a white line, but this yellow has broken this white line upward. So when the high is being broken in an uptrend, the trade keeps on going up, meaning that the trend continues. That is an uptrend. But when the low is broken in an uptrend, that means it's trying to start reversing. So look at another low again. Look at another low again. Look at this low again. You can see this low. Look at this low here. This low was not broken. I see. This low was not broken. Look at. It was not broken here. Look at where it broke. So around here now, this low was not broken. Now, this high is created a high here. It's created a high here. So this high was not broken. So we'll change this high to no break of structure. So it's not a break of structure. So no break of structure. I seen it. So this high is no break of structure because no structure was broken. Now look at this low here. It was not broken here, but later on it was finally broken here. So it have changed to what? So whenever the low is broken, it's now called break and change of character. In an uptrend, when the low is broken, it's called what? Change of character. That means the trend have changed. I seen that when there was, look at this low, no break here, but the high, there is break here. Look at this high, no break. Now the low has been broken. So when the low is broken in an uptrend, it becomes what? A downtrend. I see. So currently, it's what? Moving towards a downtrend. Now this is this is our high. This high here, no break of structure here. So we'll just call it a high, right? Just call it what? A high. We'll just call it what? A high. But look at this low here. Okay, this is a low. This low led to what? A break of structure. But look at this high. There was no break of structure in this high, right? But there's a break of structure in this low. So we'll call this low what? Break of structure. So low break of structure. BOS. So now, can you see how it is now changing? It have changed. So whenever you see change of character, it reverses from what? An uptrend to what? A downtrend. Now, it was a downtrend. Look at here. Here is a downtrend. Low, high. The high is getting lower. The low is getting lower. The high is getting lower. The low is getting lower. The high is getting lower. The low is getting lower. Now, whenever you now see change of character, it means the high has been broken. So when the high is broken, it became what? Change of character. After change of character, it became what? An uptrend. Started going up. Started going up. Now, there is no high that was broken here. Instead, this low was broken here. So as this low was broken here, it became what? Change of character. And it started becoming what? Becoming what? A downtrend. So you can see how, here, look at it here. Let me come to the higher time frame so maybe we'll see it better here. Let me come higher again. So you can see the structure that what is going on there. So having understood break of structure and change of character in the theory format, now let's come to the chart and see what is going on the chart so that we are going to have a better picture of what is going on. Now, having understood how break of structure and change of character happens theoretically, now let's come to the chart and see how it happens. Now this is our chart, right? This is our chart. This is our chart here. So if you look at it from the 4-hour time frame, you will see that this is our chart. Are you seeing it? So this upside now is our resistance, right? So we just pick this resistance. This upside here is our what? Our resistance. That is the yellow trend line. It's our resistance. That is the high, right? This is our resistance. Then this side now, the downside is our support, right? So from the higher time frame, right? So whenever it gets, look at, whenever it moves from this resistance to this support, what happened? It goes back to resistance, then to the support. It goes back to the resistance. So currently, we're expecting it to go back to the support. So when you understand all these things, it's going to help you to know that, okay, this thing is not moving randomly. There's a pattern that is following, right? So after watching this video, go to your chart, look at it, mark out break of structure, change of character. It's going to help you understand forex trading better. Now, look at this low, right? Look at this low. This low was broken. That is break of structure. Look at this high. This high, there's no break here. So this high remains a high. But the low changes to what? A break of structure. So this high is still a high, just remains a high. This high remains a high. I never write it where a high. This high remains a high. But if you see this low now, this low changes to what? A break of structure. So this is a low. A low. So in bracket, no change of character. Break of structure. BOS. Hope you know why it's called a break of structure. Look at, there's no trade that broke this white line, this high. But this trade broke this line and it went down. So can you see what happened? It went down to this low, went up to this high, went down back to this low, broke this low, went down, pull up a little, went down. I see how the low was broken. Now a new high was created here. A new high was created here. Let's mark this high. A new high was created here. There's no break of this high. Look at, no break. Now look at a new low now. A new low was created here. Let's say a new low was created here. That is break of structure. Then look at a new high that was created here. No break of structure here. It just, this is not a break of structure. Look at what I define break of structure. If this thing goes up, breaks out, retests, and go up, that is what I call change of character. So that is not change of character, right? So this is just a high. It has not been broken. Instead, it just touched it and went down. Now, the trend continues what? A downtrend. Why? Because we are still dealing on what? Break of structure, breaking the low. So this is what? A downtrend. Now look at this break of structure here. This is a break of structure here. Now you will see a break of structure here. I don't know where you are seeing it. Look at break of structure here for this low, right? It formed a, look at high and another high. That means it formed a double touch high here, a double touch high here, right? Now look at the next low. You see this low now. There was no break of structure in this low here. So we'll just write here no break of structure. No, let me use this format instead. No break of structure. So we'll just write it No, no. That means nothing was broken. No break of structure. So I'll write here no break because no trade. The candle did not break this line. But now look at this high. The candles broke the high, went up. When it breaks the high and goes up, that is when there's a breakout, right? And that breakout is what they call change of character. Look at it, broke it and went up. Are you seeing how it broke it and went up? So this high is now called what? Change of character. So whenever the high is broken, like we have explained, it's called what? Change of character. In a downtrend though, ever since it was only the look at, let me show you something now. Look at this high was broken. Sorry, this high was not broken. So the high remains a high. Look at this low. This low was broken here and it went down. That means that low is break of structure. Look at this high. The high was not broken. So the high remains a high. Look at this low. The low was broken and the low becomes what? Break of structure. Look at this high. This high was not broken here. It just touched and went back down. It touched here again, went back down. It did not break it and continue. Right? Look at this low was broken here. Look at this low was broken here. So those lows are break of structure because it broke it and went down. Now look at this low. No break of structure. I see no break of structure. No, but now look at this high now. It has been broken. So whenever the high is broken in a downtrend, it's called change of character. And what is change of character? Means the trade is about to reverse. From what? A downtrend towards an uptrend. That means change of character means a potential change in the trend. From a downtrend to an uptrend, or from an uptrend to a downtrend. So ever since we have been experiencing break of structure in the low, it is going down. But whenever we now experience change of character in the high, it started going up. Are you seeing it? Now, look at another low again that was formed here. So this low, there was no break of structure here. So this low, I'll just call this low. Just call this low. So the low remains low because there is no break of structure. Now look at this high here. You see this high here at this particular point. This high here. This is a high, and this high is what? Break of structure. So it's no longer a downtrend, it's now an uptrend. So the high is now a break of structure. So whenever you experience change of character, you will stop calling the low break of structure, start calling the high break of structure, right? So whenever you experience change of character in the high, the low stops being a break of structure, while the high starts being a break of structure. Now look at another low again. Now look at this low here. Let me move this thing. Look at this low here. I think that the low has been broken. That is break of structure, right? But before I come back to that low, let me finish with this high. Look at this high here. Even though, look at a high that was broken here. There's a break of structure here in this high, right? There's a break of structure in this high. Can you see the break of structure? But the next high, look at this next high. There was no break of structure here. So nothing was broken here. But this trade was broken here. But nothing was broken here. So I will change that to what? No break of structure. No BOS. No break of structure. So whenever you see no break of structure, that means there's a potential change of character. So now look at this low now. This low has been broken here. I see. Look, this low has been broken here. So this low is now what? A change of character. So whenever the high is broken in an uptrend, it's called break of structure. But when the low is broken in an uptrend, it's called what? Change of character. I see. I did not mark this low here. Look at this low. I did not mark this low. So you just look at this low. There was no break of, so you can see what is going on here, right? You can see it. Now this high was broken. That is broken. But now look at the low is broken. In an uptrend, the low is broken. That is what? Change of character. Now look at this next high. This next high was not broken. So this next high is just a high because it was not broken. No break of structure in that high. So I just call it a high. No break of structure. Right? But this low now, look at this low here. This low here has been broken here. I see where it's broken here. So that low is what? A break of structure. So this low is what? A break of structure. Can you see it? Now, look at our next high here. It created a new high here. Look at our next high here. This high here. Are you seeing it? This high here. It was not broken. Now look at our next low here. Here, look at our next low here. This low was broken, so break of structure. But the high was not broken. Are you seeing? Now, look at the next low. Can you see what's going on in this next low? Look at this next low. The next low, we are waiting for the next. Okay, the next low has broken. Okay, it has broken. I thought about, okay, there's break of structure here for this next low. But this high, there was no break in this high. So you can see that there was no break in this high here. So there is no break. Now, look at the next low. It was broken. The next low was broken here. Are you seeing? That is break of structure. But look at the next high. The next high, this high here. This high has been broken. So this high is now what? A change of character. So this high is a change of character. Yeah. It's a change of character here. But if you look at this low, I'm still locking this thing. If you look at this low, there's a change of character here in this low. Let me drag it. No change of character in this low. Look at the low. Nothing was broken here. Are you seeing how it's empty? So I'll just name it no break of structure, right? So there was no break of structure. We were expecting break of structure, but there was no break of structure. So no break of structure here. But instead the high was broken. So as the high was broken, it's change of character. So in this downtrend, you can see the high is not broken. It's a high. The low is broken. Break of structure. The high is not broken. It's a high. The low is broken. Break of structure. The high is broken. Break of structure. The low is not broken. No break of structure. Now, when the high was now broken, finally, it's called change of character. So, break of structure make it to remain a downtrend. But change of character means the high has been broken. So, it become what? A change of character, which is a trend reversal. From what? A downtrend to what? An uptrend. Now, it created a new low here. It created a new low here. And this low was not broken. So, this low is just a low that was not broken. Right? So, the low remains a low. Now, look at this high here. This high here was broken here. Right? And before that high was even broken, there's a break here, actually. There's a breakout here. So that is high break of structure. High BOS break of structure. Let me just use brackets. Break of structure. So the high was broken here. And there was a low here. So you just look at it and there was a low here. Under here. Now instead this low was broken. Now, the low is broken. Are we going to call the low a change of character since the low has been broken? If it's me, you know, forex trading is not a law. It's a rule guiding you, right? Now, if you look at it now, whenever the break of change of character wants to happen, it happens here in this resistance level, this red line level. Oh, I'm drawing something else. Look at change of character. I'm expecting change of character to happen in the resistance level. Are you seeing the resistance level? What is going on here? This is the resistance level, this yellow line here. Wow. Okay, I've already seen the if. So this level is the resistance level. I want change of character to happen in this area or happen in this red line, the support level. In this support level now, change of character should happen around this area. Are you seeing? Either it happens in the support level or on the resistance level. So currently, you can see that this, hey, look at where our resistance level is here, right? So we should be expecting change of character here, right? Or we should be expecting change of character in this support area, right? Support area. But whenever it happens in the middle, right, don't respect it. Be careful. Sometimes it can work, but be careful. So it's not every change of character that is valid. Do you hear what I said? Some change of characters can just deceive you and you think that it's going to be a sell. That's why you don't just have one rule that you follow. You have different rules that guide you, such that when you see one rule breaking another rule, you be careful. So sometimes you don't just make decision just because, oh, I saw change of character, you enter a sell, then it kept on going up because the higher time frame has a resistance that has to be touched. I see. The higher time frame has a resistance here that has to be touched. So you should know. That's why I use my trend line to know where I'm expecting change of character. If that change of character doesn't happen, if the change of character doesn't happen in my resistance, or if the change of character doesn't happen around my resistance zone or around my support zone, I will consider it not valid. That means I'll need to stay out and be careful because there's a deception that can go on. So this low was broken. So normally you should call it change of character, right? But it's a fake change of character because it happens in the middle of nowhere. Normally it's supposed to happen inside a support zone or resistance zone. So let's continue. Look at where I'm expecting change of character to happen. Hey, look at it. Around this, you can see this resistance and trend line. So I'm expecting it to happen around here. So I know where I should be expecting my change of character to happen, not just anywhere, right? That's why you need to have rules you follow. If not, you will think that the forex trading is not a formula, that it's not a strict formula. It's a flexible formula. It's a personal experience formula that is flexible, right? So you should know when to be flexible and when to be strict, right? That's why we have A plus setup, B plus setup, C plus setup. A plus setup means the one that you expect to work most of the time based on your experience. While B plus setup works sometimes, but C plus setup hardly works. Now this is a break of structure here. Break of structure happened here. So, okay, yeah. Look at this high was broken here. Break of structure. This low has not been broken yet. Yet, oh, it will still be broken, but not now. Look at this low now. Look at this low. It is this low that was broken. That is change of character. So I'm expecting my change of character to happen where? In the resistance zone or in the support zone. So look at this high. There was no change of character in this high. There was no break of structure in this high. So I'll just name it what? Break of what? No break of structure. So this high was not broken. So I say no break of structure because it has to break it and continue, right? And this is my resistance zone from the higher time frame. You can see this red trend line here, this red trend line. So, but this low was broken. So when the low is broken around my resistance zone or support zone around it, I cannot call it what? A valid change of character, right? So this low is now what? A change of character. Change of character. So the low has been broken, change of character. Now a new high was formed here. It's still a high, no break of structure. So now look at this low. It's a break of what? Structure, right? So that low is a break of structure. So I'll just name it low break of structure. Low in brackets break of what? Structure. BOS. So the break of structure happened here. It broke this line downward. Now look at the next high here. This high here was a high. There was no break of structure there. So that is a high. So now when you're able to identify all these highs and lows, you will understand what is going on. So look at this high here. You see that this high here was broken, right? So whenever you are seeing a high broken in a downtrend, but in the middle of nowhere, don't call it change of character. It's more of like confusion, right? It's more of like confusion. So what we're expecting, look at another low here. You see this low here that was broken. So this low that was broken is what? A break of structure. This low here was a break of structure here. So this low, we are waiting for this low to be broken, right? It has not been broken. Or this high should be broken. But normally what we are expecting to be broken is the low, not the high, because we are expecting what? A downtrend, right? So this is a high. The high should, we are not expecting the high to be broken. So if the high is broken, that means it's confusion. That means whenever there's confusion, stay away. Stay away. So you should expect the trade to do, you should expect your trade to do what your strategy says. If your trade refuses to do what your strategy says, then stay out. Right? So this one is low, waiting for what? Waiting for a what? Break of structure. I'm waiting for what? A break of structure. If it doesn't happen, I'm away. This is a high. I'm not expecting any break of structure here in this high, right? I'm only expecting a break of structure in this low. That's why I'm waiting. So currently, the market is doing what? It's ranging around here. It's ranging. This is not that. Currently, the market is ranging around here, around this area. I see, just ranging. You can see that this high was broken in a downtrend. Now you will call it change of character, but me, I will call it what? Confusion, because I'm not expecting change of character in the middle of nowhere. I'm expecting change of character either in the resistance area or in the support area, not in the middle of the trade of the resistance and the support, right? So I'll just ignore this. I'll just call it. Sometimes consolidation can just scatter everything, like this consolidation up here and here, to just scatter everything and just be going up and down without moving upward or downward. So that is the end of what? Break of structure and what? Change of character. So once you understand all these things now, it's going to help you to know that, okay, look at how the trade is moving. So my assignment for you is that go to your chart, maybe GBP AUD. Go to your chart, GBP AUD. You go to your chart, you see how to draw it. Now you have seen how to draw it. Don't just watch and you are looking for the next video to watch again. Now, wow, you will watch and become tired of watching. Your goal is not just to watch, right? After watching, you have learned. Go back to your phone or your laptop, carry your charts, GBP AUD, or any trade or any pair, carry it, start marking out your break of structure and change of character. And before you mark it out, please draw your resistance and support trend line from the higher time frame. Then you now come down to the lower time frame and start marking out your break of structure and change of character. Make sure that change of character should happen around your resistance area or around your support area. So if it happens in the in between, that is in the middle, that means it's confusion, right? So I trade trend line bounce with higher time frame alignments, whereby I've drawn my trend. Before I draw my trend line, I'll go to what? The higher time frame. See what is going on the higher time frame. I'll draw my trend lines. I'll start from week 1, draw my trend line, come down to day 1, draw my trend line, come down to 4 hour, draw my trend line, then I come to 1 hour, draw my trend line. I will check all the break of structure, change of character, how the trend lines are being respected. If it respects it very well, then I will enter. So if you want to see how an analyst to enter, buy or sell trade, then check out the video that is going to pop up on the screen here at the end of this video. Now, what if you want to learn how to trade forex? Then I will advise you, check out the recommended link in the description of this video or in the pinned comments, or you can check it out in my bio if you're watching from Instagram or Facebook, right? Check it out watch it, get the course. It's a Forex trading course, a recommended one. For now, I don't have a course for now. As time goes, I'm going to have a course. But for now, it's a recommended course that is going to help you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please, if you want to have a one-on-one mentorship with me, reach out to me. Tell me that you want a one-on-one mentorship. Maybe you don't want to just buy a course. It's good for you to buy a course, but what if you're not confused? Maybe you have any question, you have somebody to guide you through while you're going through that course. Maybe you need a one-on-one mentorship, so that whenever you're confused or passing through a losing streak, you have somebody that will advise you. Okay, this is what to do, this is not what to do, stay out. Can you see when change of character happen? What did I do? I said no, I am not expecting change of character in this area. Right? So I will say that is a fake change of character. Right? So when you, based on your experience, you notice that it's not every change of character that is valid. There's where you should be expecting change of character to happen, either in the support area or in the resistance area. Right? So if you need what they call a one-on-one mentorship, reach out to me either through WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, the same name, Valerian Ikeru. That is my name. WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. So just go to WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. Just search my name, Valerian Ikeru, and you will see me there, right? Or just comment, please, I need your mentorship. Then I'll send you my number. We'll go on from there. So if you want to learn how anomaly to make entries, buy or sell entries, right? Maybe you can watch out this video that is popping up here, where I managed to make my entries. So watch it out so that you can see how I'm analyzing my charts before making an entry. So bye for now, and I will see you in this next video, or I will see you one-on-one for one-on-one mentorship, or in the course that you want to buy. Thank you very much. Bye for now. See you here.